3 full stop, and landing 13 left if that's available.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, Palm Springs Tower, squawk 6250.
6250,
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, Palm Springs altimeters 2985, radar contact, about 10 miles west of the Palm Springs VOR. Presently landing runway 31, you're requesting straight in for 13.
If that's available, yes, please.
Remember, correction, Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, make straight in runway 13 left and clear to land. Wind is 0905.
Clear to land, runway 3 left, Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, thanks.
Palm Springs clearance, plus 4658 is type PC12 slam cloud, request clearance to Vegas S filed.
Plus 4658, Palm Springs clearance. Good afternoon, unable to give you S file, and I'll be full route standby. Plus 4658 is cleared to the Las Vegas airport. VFI Cathedral 1 departure procedure to Palm Springs. Victor 370 to 29 Palms. Victor 538. Cresso. Join the Cresso 3 arrival. Maintain 7,000. Expect flight level 2405 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.7. Squawk 6316.
4658 is cleared to Vegas via Cathedral 1, Palm Springs, Victor 37029, Palms, Victor 538, Cresso 3, and initially climb 7,000, expect to cruiser F25, departure 167, squawk 6316 plus 465.
Plus 4658, reback is correct. Tango India Mike, taxi to the ground via Echo and frequency.
Taxiing to the ramp via Echo, remaining on this frequency, Papa Hotel Tango India Mike.
Ontario Tower, Cessna 237 Charlie Alpha, approximately 4 miles to the west, inbound to land.
Number 237 Charlie Alpha, roger, inner left traffic. Left downwind runway 26 left report base.
Enter left downwind for 26 left and McCoy base 237 Charlie Alpha.
Charlie Tower, United 242 on the visual for 20 right, will be turning for a right base shortly.
United 242 Jolly Tower, runway 20 right, clear to land, wind 170, number 3.
Clear to land, 20 right, United 242.
Papa Tower, King 208 Kilo, ILS runway 4.
Near 520 Yankee Kilo, Palomar Tower, runway 24, clear to land, wind 210 at 11.
Clear to land,
Number 237 Charlie Alpha, runway 26 left, clear to land.
26 left, clear to land, 7 Charlie Alpha.
Palm Springs route plus 4658 east ramp with weather going for taxi.
Plus 4658, Palm Springs ground, runway 31 right, taxi via Echo and Bravo.
Trail right via Echo Bravo 465.
Riverside Tower, good morning, November 2903 Alpha with you on the ILS.
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside Tower, good afternoon. Runway 9 clear low approach, report to miss.
November 2903 Alpha, VFH, low approach, runway 9, next report is with
Palm Springs Tower plus 4658 ready to go trail right at Bravo.
What's the radio area check?
Plus 4658, Palm Springs Tower, runway 31 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, trail right plus 465.
Palomar Tower, King F5 Kilo, located at 24.
Near 0 Yankee Kilo, roger, taxi into the ramp via Alpha.
Via Alpha,
Plus 4658, contact SoCal departure.
Contact departure 465.
Cessna 7 Charlie Alpha is clearly active, taxi to the G8 parking base.
Number 7 Charlie Alpha, remain on this frequency, taxi into the south ramp via Sierra.
South ramp via Sierra with you, 7 Charlie Alpha, thanks.
November 2903 Alpha going around.
Number 03 Alpha, confirm going around or going missed.
November 2903 Alpha going missed.
Number 03 Alpha, roger, execute the published missed approach procedure.
Flying the published mid-approach procedure, November 2903.
Piper 2903 Alpha, contact SoCal departure.
Contact departure, 03 Alpha.
Number 03 Alpha, departure frequency will be 135.4.
135.4 for departure, November 2903 Alpha.
Ontario Tower, November 516 Delta Mike, inbound ILS 26 left.
Number 516 Delta Mike, Ontario Tower. Good afternoon, Ontario. Wind is calm. Runway 26 left, clear to land.
26 left, clear to land, 6 Delta Mike. Ontario Tower, November 36. Correction, 516 Delta Mike, clear of the active uniform, taxiing to the south apron.
Number 6 Delta Mike, roger, taxi on the south ramp via Sierra. Remain on this frequency.
This year on this frequency, 6 Delta Mike.
November Riverside Tower, good evening. November 290 Alpha is on the middle coast on the set. Present position is left hand down and on the set.
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside Tower, runway 27, clear to land.
Clear to land on runway 27, 03 Alpha. Riverside Clouds, November 2903 Alpha, in Alpha request taxi to the transient parking.
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside ground. In the future, don't switch to the ground frequency unless you're told to do so. You should stay with tower, exiting the runway all the way to the hold short point. Stay on this frequency for now, taxi into the ramp via Alpha.
Taxi to the ramp via Alpha. Roger. Number 2903 Alpha.
Runway clearance, November 66, Charlie Mike Cherokee. I would like to attempt the I-4 rating today.
Cherry 76 Charlie Mike, John Wayne clearance. Good evening, good luck on the I-4 destination. Will be, let's go, Kilo, Oscar, X-Ray, Romeo.
That's Kilo, Oscar, X-ray, Romeo. 6 Charlie Mike.
Yes, sir, good luck.
I'm going to sign off and collect some information for this destination. I'll sign back in. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Just report when you're back with the I-4. And how long do you think it'll be? It's not going to be more than an hour, is it?
No. I have to file and get some charts and plates.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'll still be here, so it shouldn't be a problem. And we'll look for your flight plan to come through. And which clearance then.
Las Vegas Tower plus 4658 is unusual and on right 4500.
Plus 4658 Las Vegas Tower, runway 19 right, clear to land, wind 1807.
Clear to land, 19 right 465.
Plus 658 exit right, taxi into the ramp via hotel, remain on this frequency today.
Exit right, ramp via hotel, and frequency, have a day 465.
Beach ground, number 953 Whiskey Alpha's Hyper Comanche PA24/Alpha. Like taxi the active VFR east departure with weather.
Calling Long Beach ground, need you to verify your call sign, please.
Sorry about that. 916 Whiskey Alpha, November 916 Whiskey Alpha.
Comanche 9016 Whiskey Alpha, Long Beach ground, roger. And just confirm VFR eastbound.
Eastbound and we're the east ramp just south of runway 25.
Comanche 9016 Whiskey Alpha, roger, runway 26 right, taxi via Kilo.
Okay, 25 right via Kilo, 916 Whiskey Alpha. Long Beach Tower, November 916 Whiskey Alpha, holding short of 25 right Kilo, ready for departure VFR to the east.
Number 916 Whiskey Alpha, Long Beach Tower, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff, right downwind departure, approved.
Clear for takeoff 25 right, right downwind departure 6 Whiskey Alpha.
Good day, Palm Springs, ground scanning Papa Hotel Tango, Mike on the east ramp with India, close traffic, runway 31 right.
Papa Hotel Tango, do you mind? Palm Springs ground, say again, aircraft type?
Or a Cessna Skyhawk.
Skylink Tango, do you mind? Thank you, runway 31 right, taxi via Echo and Bravo.
Echo and Bravo, 31 right, Papa Hotel Tango.
We're center 791 Juliet, Torrance ground left clear.
Okay, Skyhawk 791 Juliet, we see there's no clearance delivery with this field, so would we get our departure instructions with tower or with ground?
Always go with the lowest, so we'll start with ground, just say your intentions.
Okay, Skyhawk 791 Juliet, type Cessna 172 on the south hangars with the numbers requesting VFR advisories to John.
Number 791 Juliet.
Hey everyone, Jessica, good to see you. FS Bart, good to see you guys. It's CAT-10 time. Feeling a little bit anxious, to be honest, even though it's VFR flying stuff that I am already a bit familiar with, but still it's a daunting flight because a lot of stuff needs to be happening on the spot. Hey Scandinavian, good to see you as well. Yeah, the clock is so important for Mike Romeo. Good to see you as well. Happy Monday, guys. Thanks for being here. Now, to be honest, I was looking at the TAFs and the METARs and everything seemed to be okay. But just a minute ago, the METARs switched to marginal VMC with a ceiling, broken ceiling of around 1500 feet around LAX. That would mean that we cannot fly the mini route, which is required for the CAT-10. But I'm gonna ignore that fact for now because apparently, hey Trix, good to see you as well. The CAT-10 rating gods are against me. But I don't care, because I just like to fly with you guys. So what we're going to do is just ignore that. I'm still going to fly with real weather, but I'm just going to say to the controller, which I guess will be Marcus, to say, hey, we're just flying with our own weather. And still we're going to fly because I just cannot stop myself. So that's that is what the idea is for today. Currently at Torrance, wonderful Torrance. Nice cloud, very nice cloud layers over there. And this is our flights. Let me zoom out a bit. So very confusing again. Let me go through the flight once more, as I did a few streams ago when I did my first attempt for the CAT-10 and failed. So we have actually two sub flights. So the first leg, the first part of that CAT-10 rating is going to be a flight from the Torrance airfield, a Delta class airfield, nicely tucked underneath the Bravo of LAX, and also very near to Hawthorne and also near to Long Beach there. We are going to fly northbound to Van Nuys. That's the first sub flight. Just gotta know that feeling on the star, the 16 line. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, no, field CAT-10. What happened? Well, for my Gromeo, I can tell you what I did was I bashed the Hawthorne. So, as I will brief you guys in just a second, as part of my departure from Torrance, I plan to do a northbound departure and ask for an early transition on frequency so I can contact Hawthorne to request the mini route transition northbound through the Bravo of LAX. But Marcus, bless his heart, ignored that, or not really ignored, but denied me that early frequency change. And so I just stick to my originally planned departure plan, flying northbound, until I eventually bashed into Hawthorne without having established contact with Hawthorne before I did so. And so I failed, and that was quite correct. So that was actually quite a dull mistake. I was just sticking to my plans, not making any changes. And a very simple change for that particular flight would be to just climb a little bit up, more than 2,500 feet, because then we would be outside of on top of the delta here of Hawthorne. And still in echo airspace and still underneath that Bravo shelf on top of us, and then it would just be fine. We could just circle around endlessly until we would have established contact with Hawthorne and get permission to fly that northbound mini route transition. So that's what actually happened last time. Thank you, Scandinavian, for the good luck wishes. Even though I'm secretly hoping for a minor mistake for all of our learning experiences, but I also really hope you'll pass for your sake. I'm kind of conflicted here, I suppose. I totally get what you're feeling there, Scandinavian. And actually, that applies to me as well. Sometimes you win some, and sometimes you learn some. Either way, it's going to be a positive experience all around. So, the flight is from Torrance to Van Nuys. What we're going to do in the CAT-10 rating description, they like us to really do a full stop landing, but I'm not going to, because I've seen also some transcripts or some examples of other pilots who just did a touch and go, which saves us some time. So I'm just going to do a touch and go on Van Nuys, but then westbound. So that's this particular leg over here. And as you can see, there is a big concern on for that phase of the flight, because we've got a Charlie shelf on top of us of Burbank, starting at 3,000 to 4,800, and at the same time, when we like to establish ourselves for the coastal route transition southbound to LAX, we need to be at 5,500 feet. And as you can see, that first Bravo section here of LAX starts already at 5,000. So we need to establish or get permission, clearance for that Bravo transition before we hit that Bravo section. So first we need to fly outside of the Charlie. So I picked this particular intersection here. We're just going to fly westbound. Then get up to 5,500. And then request for that transition and establish yourself on the LAX 323 radial southbound to the LAX VOR, and then all the way down south, eventually for our destination airport at John Wayne. I just picked this VOR here of El Toro so we can guide ourselves into the direction of John Wayne. That's the idea, at least. For my Gromio, yep, that's a good idea. That's what I did. Just climbed out of VX to get over the Delta as fast as possible. Can also deport towards south and circle down there for a while if you want more time. Absolutely. Yeah. So, and that's also, I guess, one of the underlying lessons, I guess, of the CAT-10 rating. If you think about this particular flight long enough, you can see that even in such a very dense, well, even ATC governed flight. I mean, we'll be on flight following as well from the leg from Van Nuys back to John Wayne, but also through the mini route, we are directed by ATC quite actively, right? But still, as a VFR pilot, especially in this first part of our departure at Torrance, we still have all the authority. We still have freedom, options, flexibility that we can use to give ourselves some time. No one is forcing us. Thank you so much for the follow. No one is forcing us to make that transition in a rapid pace, right? So, and that's actually the mistake that I made in the previous stream. I just stick to my plan, like, oh no, I need to keep going. I need to keep going. Well, actually, I could just have circled around and, well, climbed up and be free and just be in echo airspace and do whatever I wanted, even though there is so much airspace above, beneath, and around me. So, yeah, so that's the first concern here of that first leg from Torrance to the mini route. So a lot of airspace, so we need to look out for Hawthorne. That's the first. And then at Van Nuys, we're going to do the touch and go. We need to be aware of the Charlie class airspace on top of us and the Bravo. And we need to establish ourselves on the coastal route before we hit that Bravo. Then go southbound at 5,500. We overfly all of this airspace until we reach the bridge here, the Vincent Thomas Bridge. And on this second leg, then I will be on flight following as well. So as soon as we depart Van Nuys, I will contact SoCal Approach and say we'd like to have flight following. That's also part of the CAT-10 rating. Not the first leg, the first part to Van Nuys. And then Approach will eventually hand us over to the approach controller here for John Wayne. And we're going to say, hey, we'd like to land there. Now, then chances are, as part of a Charlie, that the controllers will refer to VFR points, reference points, and those are these flags, as you can see, these magenta flags, and there are many surrounding the John Wayne airport, and controllers refer to those and actually ask pilots to overfly those points in preparation for their arrival on John Wayne, which is quite handy because everyone knows what those points are. Provided that you have prepared and rehearsed your arrival and know where those reference points actually are. So it's very good as a preparation for an arrival, also as a departure, mostly for arrival at a Charlie class airspace, to have a general idea of what those VFR points are. So we've got a Huntington Beach VFR point. Also, we got Miles Square Park, and you can see that in between brackets, that's a code that you can put into your GPS, so you can actually pinpoint it exactly on your radar. We're not going to use GPS. I just like to fly slant alpha, but still, that's why that code is there. So perhaps, thanks for the follow, Sam. Thanks and welcome on board. The approach controller will guide us towards John Wayne through the Huntington Beach VFR point or perhaps Miles Square Park, and we need to look out outside of the window to overfly that VFR point before we enter the pattern here at John Wayne. So that's going to be challenging as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Also read a little bit more about others trying to attempt the CAT-10 or have passed the CAT-10, and it seems that the CAT-10 is the most difficult CAT rating of all, even though we still have one rating left after the CAT-10, the CAT-11, which is from LAX to San Diego, from a Bravo airport to another, which I'm really, really excited about. It seems that it's not that complex or as demanding in terms of changing frequencies and navigation as this CAT-10 rating. So this is actually so cool, and obviously, and that's what we've been doing in previous streams as well, we can figure out our plan for these flights ourselves as well, outside of the whole CAT rating system, because it's just so much fun. It's like a big puzzle, and it's really very much fun. So in that sense, Scandinavian, I totally agree. Perhaps I will fail this CAT-10 rating once more, but we will have learned, or I have learned a bit more as well. It's just fascinating stuff. Hey, Sniper, good to see you as well. Thank you for the good luck wishes. Welcome on board. Anything else? No, I'm up with the check. Good. Okay, so that's going to be our flight. So what we're going to do is prep for our departure here, mostly focused on being in contact with Hawthorne before we hit the delta of Hawthorne and we establish ourselves on the mini routes. Just going to ask for a northbound departure once more, and I guess Marcus will be online today, and he will again instruct us, I guess, a right crosswind departure from Torrance, which makes sense, rather than my northbound departure, because if I go northbound like last time, I will much quicker hit that delta, and I don't have any time to switch frequencies. So that's why Marcus last time instructed me to do that right crosswind. So we are in Echo, and we still have some time here to set up ourselves for that transition on Hawthorne. And otherwise, we can just fly a little bit more up, 2,700 feet, and we can just circle around until Hawthorne has time. Especially when it's busy on the network, that's a good thing to do. Completely legal, also very realistic. It's not just a PilotEdge thing. This would work also in the real world. Now, one thing is we've got weather. I will still fly on real world weather, even though actually we are not permitted to fly the mini route and even not do the CAT rating today, because the mini route transition requires a minimum ceiling altitude of 3,500. As you can see, Broken is now currently at 1,800. Just 30 minutes ago, it was VMC, so I thought, oh, we've got VMC real world weather on our hands that allows us to do the mini route, but unfortunately, it just changed on me while I started to stream. So I will just keep the real world weather in, even though we're not allowed to fly this transition, but I just so excited to fly, guys, and I've been postponing this flight for several days now, and I'm a bit tired of doing that, so I will just say to Marcus as soon as we start, we've got our own weather, which is still real world, but that allows us just to make that transition. That's the benefits of flying a flight simulator, right? AIs, welcome as well. Go on stream. Okay, so there we are, Torrance. Wow. And in the cockpit. Wonderful. Very good. First off, let's fasten our seatbelts. Let's close our door. Good. Batteries on. We've got enough fuel. Good. Avionics. Those are working. My flaps seem to be working just fine. Cool. So all the displays are on. Good. Annunciator panel seems to be working fine. We are kind of synced. Not entirely. Now we are. Clock, we'll set that soon. If we even going to use it with such a dense, active kind of lag, I don't know for sure yet. That's all set. Circuit breakers are nicely tucked in, and all our lights and stuff. Yeah, that's good. So we can turn off our avionics. Fuel tanks can be set to both. Trim is working. Right, my throttle is working, and my mixture is working as well. Mixture a bit in. Fuel pump on. 1, 2, 3. Cut off. Good. Parking brake set. Everything is set. And we have a clear prop area. Clear prop. Back to both. 1200 RPM. Oil pressure is in the green. Thanks for the follow, Karma. Welcome on board. Generator on. We see a rise in the M meter. Good. Avionics on. Mode C. Definitely mode C and VFR, that's good, and we can set some frequencies. Now first we're going to lean our mixture here for a bit and reset to 1000. Good. Okay, so frequencies. What are we going to do? Well, I'm just going to use the mini route transition because that's the main VOR that we're going to use. So first we're going to use, let me go over to the documents here. This is the mini route, which is pretty cool. It's actually the most complex transition through the Bravo airspace of LAX. What we need to do is establish ourselves on 2,500 feet, if we go northbound, and catch that radial of Santa Monica, outbound radial of 128 degrees. And we overfly LAX and enter then the Santa Monica Delta. We need to request a transition northbound, so a lot of frequencies that we need to change. And this is all coordinated by Hawthorne Tower, which is a bit strange to me, but they just delegate all that work, I guess, because the Los Angeles Tower is quite busy. Alright, so we need Santa Monica. 110.8, as you can see there on the top. F1. 110.8. That's set. Good. And that's going to be the 128 radial southbound. To position, that's good as well. 128. Good. Heading bug, we can set to what would be a good heading. Well, 128. But I guess it's better to set it to the crosswind, perhaps. So, kind of like 1, 2. Oh no, we just set it to the runway heading. That's just more clear. So I can just picture the traffic pattern a little bit more easy. Thanks for the follow. Except thanks. Thank you. 29. Okay, so that's the radio navigation first leg mini route Santa Monica VOR. On our way back, we are going to do the coastal transition, coastal route, which is this one. And as you can see, that's based on the LAX VOR. That's 113.6. I'm going to set that to the nav1 as well because I'd like to have some DME reading there. So that is 113.6. Good, that's set as well. Yeah, I cannot set the OBS right now on the nav1 because it's currently set for that Santa Monica mini route transition. So I could also use the nav2. Let's just use it as a backup. nav2, 113.6. Redundancy is a good thing. Okay, and we're going to set that to 323, and that's a... yeah, that's a outbound, obviously. Oh, something like that. Okay, but this is the most important one. Yeah. Okay. Good. And then we fly an outbound radial as we passed LAX, as you can see, southbound up to the Vincent Thomas Bridge. And then we're going to say, hey, approach. We are on our way to land on John Wayne. Hopefully, if we make it that far. Okay, so first it's going to be the mini route. Yeah, 128 radial. We're going to establish ourselves. Contact Hawthorne Tower. So we can move on to the frequencies right now. First we need the frequency obviously of Torrance. No, that's not a good code. So what do we have? 120.9. 120.9. That's ground. Good. And then we need tower, 124.0. 124.0. Good. We're not going to request flight following, even though in the real world, if this was just our own flight, I would, because it would allow us to much more easily transition or change frequencies. I guess, well, perhaps for this particular first leg it isn't, but still. Flight following is such a dense, traffic-dense area is really, really highly recommended. But still, as part of the CAT-10 rating, we are not allowed to do that, so it's just going to be an ordinary departure from a Delta class airport. Okay, that's good, but I would like to prepare Hawthorne as well, but that frequency we're going to set as soon as we switched over the tower before we do our takeoff roll. So the only plate that I need to prepare for that is this one, because all the frequencies are here. Hawthorne Tower 121.0. Then Hawthorne Tower is going to say, well, establish yourself on that radial for the mini route. As soon as we do, and we are in front of that Bravo, then Hawthorne is going to say, switch over to Los Angeles Tower frequency. And that is 119.8 here in the red, because we need clearance, explicit clearance, before we transition through that Bravo airspace, opposed to a Charlie when you're on flight following. You are already in contact with the approach controller, and you can just fly through a Charlie if not otherwise instructed. That does not apply to Bravo. You need explicit permission here. Okay, so then Los Angeles Standard is going to say, hopefully,
323 Whiskey Tango with you, Atlas 3.
turn off the COM1 radio there. It's going to say, well, transition to Bravo, perhaps report overhead. So we're going to transition, report overhead, and then they're going to say, well, you're going to leave the Bravo airspace, switch over to Santa Monica Tower because you're going to bash that airspace either way. So then we're going to switch over to Santa Monica Tower 120.1 and say, hey, here we are on the mini route. I'd like to transition northbound to Van Nuys. And then all that other stuff comes into play over here. And the main concern here is that we got that shelf, and this is so nasty on the sectional. I mentioned it last time as well. You can see that outer ring there of the Charlie of Burbank is not indicated here. It is still here, but it's underneath this Bravo. So if you're only zoomed in this chart and you're flying from Santa Monica, you might think, oh, there's only Delta airspace here, so I can fly to 3,000 feet or 4,000 feet. But actually, on top of this Santa Monica Delta, there is the outer ring here, the Burbank Charlie, which just continues here. All the way around, so we cannot fly through 3,000 feet. So, and at the same time, we like to remain clear of the terrain. So 2,500, like on the mini route, would be a good altitude that we can stick on. We can follow this this highway, the 405, all the way down to Van Nuys, and we're going to do a touch and go there, and then move on. That's going to be our flight. Good. So, in other words, I have this particular chart which shows me all the frequencies and the stuff that I need to do. Good. Wisegras, thanks for the follow and welcome on board. The mighty CAT-10 rating, guys. Okay, frequencies are therefore set. One last check, 120.9, yeah, 124.0 on the standby. Good. Okay, well, that's about it, I think. One last thing is our plate where we're currently parked. Well, this is Torrance. Good old Torrance, and we are currently parked. Whoa, that's a little bit too thick for me. Let me see if I can change that, guys. Thickness. Well, let's say 3. We are currently parked over here, so I guess we are going to get assigned to 29 as a runway, so we might be instructed to go through Delta, Alpha, and then 29 left, or either at Juliet at 29 right, as was the case in our previous stream. Okay, that's our taxi brief, good. And that's about it. Okay. Let's continue with our checks. Com radio. Oh yeah, sure, we need to listen to ATIS. Even though we're flying on our own weather, it's just good to practice. ATIS of... Whoa. Here of Torrance is 125.6 at the left top there. 125.6, so com 2. 125.6. Good, we're going to listen to that soon. Also, we need to have the ATIS of Van Nuys. And that is 120. No, that's not. It's 127.55. 127.55. Good. Now we can listen to the ATIS of Torrance. Even though we are flying with our own weather. Well, it's real weather, but, well, get the idea as I mentioned earlier.
Torrance/Zamperini Field Information Sierra.
Sierra.
2000 Zulu weather. Wind calm. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 21. Dew point -18.
Good.
Altimeter 2988.
2988.
Arriving runway 29 right. Departing runway 29 right. Advise on initial contact. You have Sierra.
Okay, Sierra. Good, and there's the COM 1. Engine is still good, AGT is nicely high up, oil pressure is insanely high, as usual, and everything seems to be just fine. Handling book is set, good. So that means that we are ready to request our taxi and also let the controller know that we'd like to do our CAT-10 northbound departure for the mini route, and we have the CAT-10, that's about it. So, scratchpad in the ready. Are we on the COM 1? Yes, we are. Thanks for the follow, Matt. Thank you. Welcome. Appreciate it. And we are on the southwest ramp, right? Yeah. Torrance ground, good day. Skyhawk, Papa Hotel, Tango, and Mike is on the southwest ramp for a northbound departure. We have our own weather and we'd like to do the CAT-10 rating today.
PHTAM, Torrance ground, runway 29 right, 6 via Alpha Juliet. Thanks for the weather.
29 right via Alpha and Juliet, Papa Hotel, Mike. Okay, Alpha and Juliet. Let me see one more time. One more time. Alpha and Juliet. Yeah, that makes sense. So 29 right. Okie doke. Back to this chart because we don't need this taxi diagram anymore. I hope. Good. So, everything on. Good, 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 good. No one is around. Parking brakes released. Brake tests. Seems to be fine. Okay. Heading box to the left, so we need to go to the right. Slip indicator, turn indicator, heading indicator, good. Everything else is stable. There we go. CAT-10. CAT-10 flight. Okay. So again, I could have already taxied to this line for free because that was a non-movement area, and then asked for taxi clearance. Doesn't really matter, but well. On Alpha. Okay, so what we're going to do, again, departing. We asked for a northbound departure, so let's see what Susan is going to give us. Perhaps, again, a right crosswind departure there. Either way, while I'm on the crosswind, I'm going to ask again for an early transition to the Hawthorne Tower, because I'd like to get that established, that communication established as soon as practical. If not, I'm just going to climb through 2,500 feet and 2,700, so I know I'll always be clear of the Hawthorne Delta. That's the plan. And we need to watch this needle, right? We need to establish ourselves on this radial at 2,500 for the mini round. And Hawthorne is just going to say, establish yourself on that radial. Then when we are, they're going to hand us over to Los Angeles helicopters. That's kind of like a tower frequency. And so we can have clearance to transition to Bravo. And then outside of the Bravo, we're going to contact Santa Monica to transition their airspace northbound to Venice. It's very complex. The coastal route is much more easy. Alpha Golf, this is for 29 left. Nice, all of those clouds. It's so pretty. Cannot wait to start my IFR training, because then we can get a lot closer to clouds, or even ignore clouds, except for thunderstorms and that kind of stuff, which usually leads to much more scenic, nice outside views. So that's going to be cool. Everything is stable still. Limits. Welcome. Thanks for the follow. Juliet. Here it is. This is our turn. Here we go. There's the run-up area to the right there. A lot of traffic. I don't know if you guys can see over the nose. It's what you get when flying in the LA area. Right, we've got winds calm. Okay. Here we are. And brake. Good. Engine is already warm. Mixture full in. 1800s. Everything is stable. Oil pressure is good. No unshaded messages. Good. Left mag looks good. Back to both. Right mag seems good to me as well. Back to both. Landing lights on. Do we still have a charge? Well, we kind of have. It's a stock. 172.
Gunway clearance, Sky
Thanks for the
323
follow belt.
Whiskey Tango on the ground. On the
Idle.
ramp, looking at
Do we
IFR
still have oil
2
pressure? Yes. And no enunciated messages. Good. Back to 1,000. Keep our
Skag 323 Whiskey
in.
Tango, John Wayne clearance. Good
Good.
morning. Cleared to the Torrance Airport.
Good.
Fly heading 220. Radar vectors.
Didn't check that at the ramp,
Seal
by the way.
Beach, direct. Maintain
Alright,
2,000.
sets. Switch to
Departure
tower.
frequency 128.1.
Torrance Tower. Now we've got a
squawk
standby
4130.
for free, and that's going to be Hawthorne Tower 121.1. 121.1. Good. Next frequency is going to be 119.8. That's the tower of LAX. All right, guys.
Can you repeat that for me? My copier didn't work.
Number 323 Whiskey Tango. Cleared it to the Torrance Airport. Fly heading 220. Radar vectors Seal Beach, VOR, direct. Maintain
Marcus.
2,000. Departure frequency 128.1. Squawk 4130.
Again, go set the clock, but
Scout 323 Whiskey Tango, cleared to Torrance, fly heading 220, the VOR, and then direct. Climb maintain 2000, departure frequency 128.1, squawk 4130.
Number 323 Whiskey Tango on departure heading 220. Expect radar vectors to the Seal Beach, VOR. That's Sierra Lima, India. Then direct. Rest of read back correct.
Okay, Seal Beach, VOR, then direct to 3 Whiskey Tango.
thank Jessica. Good to know you got a nice landing there. Torrance Tower, Sky Papa Del Tango, India Mike is only short 29 right at Juliet, ready for departure. Northbound.
Hotel Tango India Mike, Torrance Tower, good morning. Runway 29 right, cleared for takeoff. Make right crosswind departure.
Clear for takeoff, 29 right, and a right crosswind departure for Papa Del Tango Mike. Okay, that's the same old right crosswind departure, and this time I know why the controller is actually assigning us to that right crosswind departure, because it keeps us away from that Hawthorne Delta. Okay, let's think for ourselves as well. No one is on final. No one is on the runway. Good. Landing lights are on, mixtures full in, strobe lights, stream is good. Our spirits are up. There we go, guys. CAT-10. Full power. Engine in the green. Good. Airspeed is alive. 40. 50. And 60. Now rotate. Goodbye, Torrance.
Time for radio checks loud and clear.
Let's trim a bit. 700 feet AGL, or 300 feet below traffic pattern altitude, which is usually 1,000. We can start our crosswind turn to the right.
Brandon 36 Delta Golf, SoCal approach. Good morning.
Hawthorne
Squawk 3655
is
ident.
already in the standby frequency. We should also enjoy the view, guys, because it's such a nice area here to fly.
Number 936 Delta Golf, thank you. Radar contact 10 miles south of the Seal Beach
Going
VOR.
to the right.
Fly heading 030 vectors ILS, runway 30 Long Beach, and descend and maintain 3000.
Heading back all the way to the left. There we are. That's a nice crosswind, and we're going to keep climbing through traffic pattern altitudes. Mr. or MR, thanks for the follow. Now, I could have already asked for a early frequency change, but I know what Marcus is intending for us to do. Is to complete this crosswind leg, so I'm gonna request for that in just a sec. Nice weather. Also, the radio will come in very, very soon. There it already comes. Torrance Tower, Sky Papa Delta Tango, and you might like to change frequencies.
Papa Hotel Tango, any mic, Roger, free exchange Bruce.
Free change Bruce, Papa Delta Tango mic. Switch to Hawthorne. Alright, what we're going to do is just keep on flying just a little bit more. The radial is coming in. 2,500 is going to be fine for now because we're still outside of that Hawthorne Delta.
Number 6 Delta Golf, descend and maintain 2,500.
Then lights off. Hawthorne Tower, Sky Papa Delta Tango mic is 7 miles south, currently at 2,300 for the mini route northbound.
Papa Hotel Tango, Indy Mike, Hawthorne Tower, good morning, squawk 5505.
5505. Squawk 5505, Papa Delta mic.
36 Delta Golf, 7 miles from Gunny, turn left heading 330, maintain 2,500
right
until
there.
established on the localizer, cleared ILS, runway 30, approach Long Beach.
5505, that's set. Good.
Gentlemen, ground,
Nose down.
323 Whiskey Tango, ready to taxi.
Allow that
Number
airspeed
6
to
Delta Golf, just confirm
increase.
heading of 330, 330.
Now we set RPM, something like this. Thanks for the follow.
Thanks, it was stepped on, just want to make sure, thanks.
Mixture.
November 323 Whiskey Tango, John Wayne and ground, runway 20
Nice.
left at
Let's
Kilo,
trim a bit.
taxi via Alpha Kilo.
Nose
20
down.
left via Kilo and Alpha. Alpha Kilo, my fault.
Number 3 Whiskey Tango B intersection departure, runway 20 left at Kilo, taxi via Alpha Kilo.
20 left at Kilo.
Set the LAX tower
via
frequency
Alpha
into
Kilo,
standby.
3 Whiskey Tango.
A little bit
Papa
more
Hotel
down.
Tango India Mike. Remain outside the Class Bravo airspace until advised by Los Angeles Tower, LA altimeter 29901. Join mini route northbound.
Join the mini route northbound. We'll stay outside of the Bravo until advised. Papa Delta mic. Okay, so 128 on the radial. As you can see, that was the plan, right? It's now on the bottom of my heading indicator, so that's good. And also we are on the radial itself, as you can see on the F1, so that's good. Thanks for the follow, Ellie. Thanks. We've got the LAX standby. And thanks far. Thank you guys. Welcome on the stream. I'm doing my CAT-10 rating. It's an exam. It's a check ride. It's
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike. Contact Los Angeles Tower 119.8.
over to Los Angeles Tower. Papa Delta mic. Twitch. Los Angeles Tower, Sky Papa Delta Tango mic is on the mini route northbound 2,500.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike. LA Tower, good morning. Radar contact 4 miles east of the Los Angeles VOR. Cleared through the Bravo airspace via the mini route northbound. Maintain VFR at 2,500. Altimeter 29901. Report overhead.
Clear through the Bravo. We'll stay on the northbound mini route at 2,500 and we'll report overhead. Papa Delta mic. Good. And that's it. We now have explicit clearance. Received explicit clearance to transition. That's good. And we need to report overhead. Why? Because the controller likes to have a heads up or a reminder that we are about to leave the Bravo on the other side of LAX. So we need to change frequencies to Santa Monica. And that frequency is 120.1 looking at the chart. So I'm going to set that one to my standby. Still not completely on my radial. Also as part of the Bad Jake, thanks for the follow, of the mini route description, it's not only flying the radial, but it's also about flying over the numbers of the runway here, which is a little bit to the right of the beginning of the runway, the numbers. And there is LAX, so we're now crossing LAX with big
36 Delta
airplanes.
Golf. Contact Long Beach Tower 119.4.
With our
Good morning.
small Cessna Skyhawk. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. Santa Monica is already ahead. So we're about to report that we are overhead. Our radial is now nicely creeping in a bit, so that's good.
Lookout Tower, Delta 6 Golf with you from ILS.
So far so good, guys.
Number 707 Yankee Hotel SoCal approach. Good morning, squawk 5315, please.
Okay, let's report
Nevada
overhead.
36 Delta Golf, Long Beach Tower, runway 30, cleared to land, wind calm.
30 clear to land for 6 Delta Golf.
Los Angeles Tower, Sky Papa Delta Tango mic is overhead.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, Roger. Leaving the Bravo airspace in less than 1 mile. Radar services are terminated. Stay on your present beacon code. Contact Santa Monica Tower 120.1 with your request.
Over to Santa Monica Tower and we'll remain on this beacon code. So thanks for the help, Papa Hotel Tango Mike. Good. Switch 120.1.
7070 Yankee Hotel, Roger. Turn right heading 140. Radar contact 7
Stepped
miles
on.
south of the Seal Beach VOR. Expect vectors ILS runway 30 approach and maintain 3000.
Let's hear a reply.
Runway Tower, Skyhawk 323 Whiskey Tango, holding short, runway 20 left, kilo, ready to go.
Number 323 Whiskey Tango, John Wayne Tower, hold short, runway 20 left, awaiting IFR release.
Roger, hold short, runway 20 left.
Santa Monica Tower, Skype Hotel Tango Mike is on the mini route northbound, like the transition northbound to Van Nuys.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, Santa Monica Tower, good morning. Altimeter 29091, maintain VFR at about 2,500, transition approved.
Transition approved and remain VFR above 2,500, Papa Hotel Tango Mike. Okay, so above 2,500.
323 Whiskey Tango, runway
That's a
20
bit
left at
of a
kilo, clear
trap.
for takeoff, wind calm.
It's true that we should remain clear above 2,500, but remember the 5th of November, we've got that Charlie on top of us, so we cannot go above 3,000. So we actually only need to fly in between 2,500 and 3,000.
Number 7 Yankee Hotel, turn right heading 200.
Northbound transition approved. So let's prep for Van Nuys. Van Nuys was tower 119.3. 119.3. Thanks for the follow, Thomas. Thank you guys. Welcome on the stream. Good. Okay, a little bit northbound, and as you can see here, just in front of us over our nose, that's the highway 405, and it's going to lead us right towards Van Nuys. It's this nice, cute highway. You can see, if we follow that, it will kind of bring us to Van Nuys. So that's good as well. We can switch our COM to
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, frequency change approved, have a great day.
frequency change approved, Papa Hotel Mike, thanks. Alright, switch, that's Van Nuys. I'd like to listen to the ATIS first. But Van Nuys doesn't have an ATIS, as I already learned for a long time ago in X-Plane. Somehow it doesn't read. Visibility, guys, that's not good. Alright,
Number 7 Yankee
inbound,
Hotel, continue right
touch and
turn all
go,
the way around, heading
departure to
020
the west.
now.
Again, watch out for that altitude, Tim.
Tower 3 Whiskey Tango, just off, runway 20 left.
Number 323 Whiskey Tango, fly heading 220 and contact SoCal departure.
220 and contact departure.
Number 3 Whiskey Tango, side heading is 220, 220.
Let's put our landing lights on as well. Van Nuys Tower, Skype Hotel Tango India Mike is 10 miles southeast, south of the airport, currently at 2,800, with the weather inbound for a touch and go for a departure to the west for the second part of our CAT-10 rating.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, Van Nuys Tower, good morning, ident.
Identity for Papa Hotel Tango Mike. That's a flash for the transponder, so he sees us flashing on his radar, and he knows where we're at. And then Airserver
323 Whiskey Tango, SoCal departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 2000, land advisement of the weather for Torrance.
I will reconnect Airserver in just a bit, guys.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, thank you, and right downwind, runway 16 right, and report midfield.
Right downwind 16 right and report midfield, Papa Hotel Tango Mike.
707 Yankee Hotel,
Alright,
7 miles from
16
Gunmetal,
right,
left
we
heading
can set the heading
330,
bug.
descend and maintain at 2,500 until established on the
this is
localizer,
quicker.
cleared ILS runway 30 approach.
Again, remaining below the Charlie. That's 16, right downwind, so what we can do is fly a little bit to the left. That highway that we're following on the 405 is going to be a little bit on the west side of Van Nuys, and we need to be on the other side because we need to make that rectangular shape. Got some terrain in front of us. Landing lights are on. We're still on make sure that's good. Yeah, why is my Airserver just suddenly quit? I don't like this. Perhaps It has
Number
not
323
quit.
Whiskey Tango, turn right heading 280.
Perhaps I'm just not connected anymore. Connect. That looks good. ForeFlight on, and there we are again. Good. As you can see, highway is going to the right of it, of Van Nuys. So we're going to go a little bit to the left. Now we could also have done a full stop landing. That's actually how it is described on the CAT-10 rating. Still, I'm 200 feet just below the Charlie. We're still totally legal, but need to look out there. Be aware. But I'm going to do it touch and go because we're just going to have a pace on, and I don't really need the time to get sane and replenish again. So what we're going to do is do it at touch and go and then go to the west, because I need to underfly that Charlie again at 3,000 starting shelf there.
Number 3 Whiskey Tango, say request.
And then climb up to 5,500 for the coastal route before we hit that Bravo transition. PO, thanks for the
Number
follow.
3 Whiskey Tango, roger.
Now, the first concern here is, where is the airfield? Because we've got some visibility issues, right? There's a lake. That's good. As you can see here, that's this lake, I guess. So in between this lake, we can just scratch this lake on the left side and we'll be fine. Perhaps a little bit more to the left here. And traffic pattern altitude, 800 feet, 1800 feet. Okay, let's descend. We're clear of terrain here. Still keep my mixture lean a bit. And let's enjoy this wonderful arrival at Van Nuys. There goes the highway. So in between that highway here and this lake, Van Nuys should be somewhere around there. And I think... it's over there. I don't know if you guys can see. Barely. Good. And we need to report midfield. Why? So again, the controller, you could say the controller is a bit lazy because it's not going to constantly watch us. It just likes to get a reminder as soon as we are ready to land, right? So when we say, hey, we're on midfield, he's just going to check one more time if there's no departing aircraft, no other arriving airport and arriving airplane, and then he's going to say, hopefully, Guy, Papa Hotel Tango Mike, you
Number 7 Yankee Hotel, contact Long Beach Tower 119.4. Good
Hey, Laurie, good to see you. Testing chat for Mike Romeo. Yeah, there was not a lot of chatter around. Sorry, guys, I cannot really chat that much with you.
About 1.3 from Fix.
Because I'm focused, obviously, on making passing for my exam here.
707 Yankee Hotel, Long Beach Tower, wind calm, runway 30, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 30, hotel.
Should have descended a little bit more rapidly. But we'll be fine. We can also now switch, by the way, our nav1 to 113.6, that's LAX, and mimic our
Rudder 36 Delta Golf SoCal approach.
Thanks for the follow, Peter.
Squawk 4572.
That's 1800s. So like
Number
that.
936
More
Delta
power
Golf,
there.
you radar contact 12 miles south of the Seal Beach VOR. Turn right heading to 030 and descend and maintain 3000 vectors ILS runway 30 approach.
Slower than 100 knots, so that means that we can set our first notch of flaps. Push down on the yoke a bit. Alrighty, good. 1800, exactly on traffic pattern altitude. Perhaps we're a bit too close to the runway, so let's...
Number 323 Whiskey Tango, fly
go
heading
a little bit to the left here.
Intercept runway 29 right localizer.
So we've got a base lag to fly. Well, we're kind of like midfield.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, runway 16 right cleared for the option, and right crosswind, departure approved, wind calm.
Clear for the option 16 right and a right crosswind approved. Papa Hotel Tango Mike, thanks. Thanks for the follow, Yuha. Thanks. Right, crosswind, that makes sense because we like to go to the east, right? It's to the left of our current heading. Or to the west, I mean, sorry. Let's get that descent going already. Yeah, now we've got a nice distance from the runway to make a decent turn. The base, the final turn is most complex. Or complex.
Number 323 Whiskey,
You're in slow flight.
Tango, 5 miles from
And making a lot of decisions there on turning and flaps and stuff. So you need to buy yourself some time to prepare for that touchdown. And that's why it's useful just to be a little bit more clear of the runway. Like half a mile or a mile even.
Maintain 2,500.
For Micromia, that's why. Not a problem. Thanks for the follow, guys. Axiom, thank you. Okay, so about 45 degrees to our right. Good. Let's make that turn. Already in the white band, so second notch of flaps.
Palm Springs delivery Delta Charlie.
Heading back to the right. There it is, so that's our base. Let's have a look. God, this is great. So now we've got some time. Look at our speed.
Delta
Good.
Charlie Alpha 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 Palm Springs clearance on request. Standby. It's going to be a couple minutes.
There we go. We're a bit high. That's
Number
okay.
936 Delta Golf 8 miles from Gunny.
One
Turn left heading 330.
red, one white on the
Maintain
Vasi.
2,500 until established and localizer clear to ILS.
There we go.
30 approach long.
So touch and go. We're gonna go right crosswind as soon as we rotate it. Well, rotated. That's not true. At around 500 feet AGL. You can follow up on that departure instruction.
Number 3 Whiskey Tango at Zilba. Contact
Which you should not confuse with traffic pattern flying when you can start your crosswind turn 300 feet below traffic pattern altitude. Stay close traffic, that is the altitude to aim for, but for a departure instruction, if you're going to depart the traffic pattern, the area, you can start doing that already at around 400, 500 feet AGL. And get out of there. Okay, here we go. Ground effects, allow that airspeed to decrease, seep away. A little bit
Delta
high.
Charlie Alpha 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 full route amendment available. Guys ready to copy?
Oh, that was nice. Laps up.
Delta
Power.
Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha, ready to copy.
Delta Charlie Alpha Alpha
Very
Alpha.
nice.
Cleared
Thank you
to
for that quick
Bakersfield
stop.
Airport Cathedral 1 departure.
There we go.
Palm Springs.
Nose up.
Direct to Palmdale.
Okay, so 500
VOR,
feet.
Papa Mike Delta.
So that's around 1300 in this
Facto
case.
2
MSL
arrival.
indicated.
Maintain
At the same time, we've got another concern
7,000.
that we need to be
Expect
very, very
flight
aware
level
of.
260, 5 minutes after departure.
VY, Tim, VY.
Departure frequency 126.7. Squawk
Oh, I still got my mixture leaned.
310.7.
Yeah, that makes sense. We've got a lot more power right now.
Delta Charlie Alpha Alpha.
That was a
Alpha,
mistake.
Cleared IFR to
Still,
Bakersfield via
crosswind.
Cathedral 1.
And
departure.
that shelf is still on top of us, the
And
Burbank
Springs
Charlie, so
VOR.
we cannot just climb to 5,500 just yet.
Palmdale VOR and
So there's
Pass to
our
true
500
arrival.
feet AGL, so let's make that turn. No one is to the right of us. Good.
126.7.
Keep that climb going.
3107.
6-5,
Delta
thank
Charlie
you
Alpha,
so
Alpha,
much.
Alpha,
And thanks,
back
Sniper, for the sweet landing acknowledgement there. Next leg, here we go, exactly.
We're 78 dogs, runway on the left,
Whiskey
soon as
Tango,
possible.
5.5 miles from base and inbound ILS runway
There's our
2
crosswind
right.
turn, heading back to the left. Keep on climbing. Let's get to 2,500. So we're still
Number 323
below
Whiskey
that
Tango,
Charlie.
Florence Tower, continue. Number 3 Whiskey Tango, runway 29 right, continue.
Thanks for the follow, Rebecca.
We're gonna
Thanks.
continue.
And welcome aboard. In my exam,
Papa Hotel Tango, Mike, free exchange approved.
we could chase Bruce, Papa Delta Mark, thanks. Good. Now, before I'm going to fiddle with the frequencies, let's first establish. We've got all the time in the world. We could just circle around beyond the Charlie as long as we like. There's no haste to flying, never, and also not as part of the CAT rating. So we're now completely free. So what I'm going to do is the following. First, establish myself on 2,500 and just stabilize so we can think and not do two things at the same time. There we are. Down. Alright, get that airspeed to increase. Nice, around 100. Then I'm going to reset my RPM to
Runner
around
36 Delta Golf,
2,400,
contact Long Beach Tower,
2,300.
119.4, good morning.
Nose down trim. And there we are. Good. So, we can do whatever now. We're VFR. What I'm going to do, as part of the CAT rating as well,
Runway 29 right, cleared to land.
is get flight following going. So we can make that second leg. That's part of the CAT-10 rating.
Number 936 Delta Golf Long Beach Tower, runway 30 cleared to land.
Coastal route is already suggesting a approach frequency, as you can see at the left top corner, 134.2. 134.2. Switch. We're now on approach. And what I'm going to request is just an ordinary flight following request with a coastal route transition. So the approach controller knows what we are up to. And I guess that the approach controller will then say, okay, good, Papa Hotel Tango Mike, that's cool. If you like to transition on the coastal route, first establish yourself on the coastal route. Go to 5,500 on the radial and then check in with me so I can grant you permission to transition. I would have expected that that would be Los Angeles Tower to do that like we just did with the mini route, but apparently here the approach controller does all the stuff. I don't see anything here mentioning that the LA Tower controller should do this. Drilk, thanks for the follow and welcome on board. And Zoltan as well. Welcome, guys. Getting cozy. So, that's what we're going to do. First, we need to make sure that we are now left the Charlie Burbank shelf. This shelf. How can we do that? Well,
Calling San Luis Tower, go ahead.
A basic one would be to use the Van Nuys VOR. We just have all the time. We can just do whatever here. So let's just do that. We can also search. That might be fun. Because I planned for this highway, right? That intersection there. Let's see if we can find it. I can see a highway over here. This is just a road. See some terrain over there. I mean, I could just look at the GPS, but I'm not going to. There's a river. I think we already passed it, I think. No. Highway, 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 highway. Perhaps we can go even a little bit further. Look at this wonderful scenery, guys. Thank you, Matt. Thanks. I mean, and this is so hard. These visual reference points actually more. It's even harder, I think, than using VOR. Navigation, because it's much more ambiguous. I can see a golf course to the right. Do we see that here on the map? Golf course? Sorry, guys. Golf course, golf course. Water tank. No, that's far too... Thanks for the follows, Max and Biggie. Thanks, guys. Welcome on the stream. I think we already passed it. So there might be another way to do this. I can see a range there, a lot of mountains over there. Southwest. We could use the Van Nuys VOR, obviously, to have an idea. There's a lot of mountains over there. A little bit more of speed going. Again, we're getting close to 3,000. We don't know for sure whether we have cleared the Charlie. Again, following that highway here. Wow, wow, wow. Golf courses. Yeah, Jessica and Sniper. I love to golf. But, I mean, I think it's golf. Is it? Yeah, it is, I guess, with all the trails, but... There's a nice bend here. Thank you for the follow. Bravo, thanks. Can we spot that one? Oh, yeah, it's over here. And there should be another one over there. Yes! As you can see, that's the wiggle of the highway. And there should be a road crossing it. And that's true as well. That's this road. Good. So we are already far away from the Charlies. As you can see, time goes much quicker than I thought. So the Bravo is now on top of us, 5,000 or kind of above. That's not a good thing, because if we now climb up, we climb into the Bravo without having any permission. So what we're going to do, full power, going to go a little bit more to the west here. And we can keep an eye on that wiggle of the highway, or we could just stay north of the highway while we are circling to the top. And that's what we're going to do. And as soon as we're on the top at around 5,500, I'm going to contact SoCal Approach, say here we are. Sled Alpha, just an ordinary flight following request, but then saying we'd like to go to John Wayne, that's our second leg, right, through the coastal route. If we not provide that information, that we like to go through the coastal route, then the approach controller will most likely say, Papa Hotel Tango Mike, thank you, Obey, thank you for the follow. The approach controller might say, well, what are your plans? Because if you're going to go southbound like this, you must transition to Bravo. There's no other way around it. So what do you like to do? And then we are forced to make a choice. So we already give that information. We're already on the SoCal Approach. I don't hear anyone, which is a bit weird. Let's double check. 134.2. Contact SoCal Approach 134.2. 134.2 is set. Okay, no worries. There's the wiggle again of the highway here. We'll stay nicely north of that. And there is LAX. Or somewhere around there, actually. What a nice flying weather, guys. Don't you think? And also this area, also up to Bakersfield here, if we go a little bit more to the west, is just gorgeous. Thanks, Zappy, for the follow. It's so pretty. Look at that. Also, not San Luis, but Santa Ynez. Also, it's just this very cute non-towered, small, tiny, insignificant airport, but it is so nicely located. Keep on climbing, keep on climbing. Okay, so nav1, we already set the nav1 to 113.6. Let's double check. 113.6. That's correct. What is the radial? 323 outbound. That should be on the bottom here. That's perfect. Okay, so just a 1 degree, a little bit to that side, perhaps. Okay. So that's the one that we need to.
Wyman Ground, Cessna 19er 688 Vista Aviation, howdy here.
Catch.
At 2 at the same time, Delta Charlie
Again,
Alpha,
here's the
Alpha,
highway.
Alpha, Palm Springs clearance. How do you hear me?
Well, landing lights can be turned off right now. Could have already been that way. And I should be over there, right? Yeah, I could have already known that.
Delta Charlie
yeah,
Alpha,
there's
Alpha,
LAX
Alpha just
over there.
Cleared the Cathedral 1
And there you
departure.
can see the clouds.
All the way around to the Palm
That's
Springs
the
VOR.
ceiling that
After
we saw
Palm
on the
Springs
marginal
on the departure,
VMC.
You fly direct Palmdale.
So
join the
officially
fast
we're not
road to
able,
arrival.
not allowed even to make this transition because it's the mini route that requires a minimum seating of 3,500. Coastal route doesn't. But as VFR pilots, we need to remain clear of clouds, and I guess with this real weather, we will not remain clear of clouds. So in the real world, I would have now cancelled this transition and just landed on Santa Ynez. But I'm just going to ignore that because I've been postponing this flight for so many times. Thanks, Cam, for the follow. Welcome on board.
Cessna 19er 688.
So we might be in IMC for a little moment there.
Taxi
Josh, thanks for the follow. Thank you, guys. All right, 5,500 is coming up. Gonna fly a little bit more northbound here. So as soon as we contact approach, approach controller Marcus also has some time to see us, perhaps ask us for our ident and that stuff. And I'd like to have ample of time before we are nearing the Bravo.
If you don't mind, I've asked that you disconnect before you fly and log on with a valid registration. The only thing that you forgot would be your country
cruising
code,
speed.
your prefix in
Nose
front of
down,
your 77.
there goes the
so
speed.
You forgot the IN if you're using a US registration.
Could have already leaned to make sure, by the way, the air is already thin enough, even in a high power setting. Anyways, here we go. Let's lean a bit. There goes the EGT. And again, take your time. No one forces you to get a hurry on with this CAT rating.
Charlie.
So just establish, just make your life easy. And the same would apply in the real world. So there we are, around 5,500. We're nicely trimmed. Perhaps we can go a little bit faster. Okay, and we are on the SoCal approach frequency. So we're gonna request a flight following to John Wayne at 5,500 through the coastal route. We are set 113.6. This is going to be our radial. What we could do is already establish ourselves on the radial, but I guess the SoCal approach controller will just ask us to. Let's go. Sip of water there. Where are we? What is our position report? That's a good one. Well, we're at the wiggle of the highway. Is there a vision? Well, water tank. Water tank. Let's see here. That's nice. Can we even spot water tank? Because the wiggle is over there. Yeah, there's water tank, I think. Would it? No. It's already far ahead. If I look at the map, it's Guinea. So we are on water tank. So that's a nice position report.
19688 Whiteman Tower, good morning. Runway 12 cleared for takeoff, right downwind departure is approved.
Okay.
Clear for takeoff 12, right down, and 688, good morning.
5,500. SoCal approach, Sky Papa Delta Tango, Mike, VFR request.
Papa Hotel Tango, Mike, SoCal approach, good morning. Squawk 5210.
Squawk 5210, Papa Delta Mike. I think he already knows what we're up to. Still, we don't have clearance. So the wiggle is over there, so we still have some time. There is LAX in the far distance. Alright. 2 reading, and our radial is a bit to the left, so we can already do that, so we also stay clear of the Bravo and at the same time near the radial.
Delta Charlie Alpha 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 Palm Springs ground. Anytime you call for taxi, I need to know where you're parked with confirmation of weather, please.
So, I guess something like this.
Delta Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha, thank you. Runway 31 left, taxi via Whiskey Alpha.
No, I guess I'm wrong here. Because we are on the... I put it on the south side now. I guess the radial is on the other side, doesn't it?
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, radar contact 12 miles to the west of the Van Nuys VOR. Van Nuys altimeter is 29902. Say altitude, aircraft type, and request, please.
Papa Hotel Tango Mike is a Cessna Skyhawk. Slant Alpha currently at 5,500. Destination is John Wayne at 5,500. Would like to transition the Bravo through the coastal route.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, roger. Remain outside the Bravo airspace for now. Establish yourself on the coastal route southbound at 5,500. I'll have your clearance for you shortly.
Roger that. We'll establish ourselves on the coastal route southbound on 5,500 and let you know. Papa Hotel Tango Mike.
Whiteman Tower, Cessna 688,
Okay,
request frequency change.
so...
Cessna 688 for exchange approved.
Thanks for all the follows, Rick and Frickin, and well, thank you guys. I think because I'm now flying an outbound radial,
with Sierra
the
request.
thing is not working. Or not working, is working the other way around. Because I think if LAX is over there, that the radial will be on the other side. But I don't know for sure.
16 left, cleared for the option, make left traffic.
Left base 16 left, clear for traffic, or clear for touch and coast, left traffic 688.
Getting confused here. Is not at the bottom. It's still giving a 2 reading. Let me see. 113.6. So I would say
Cessna 77 Lima
but I need
Charlie
to
San
go
Luis Tower. Thanks for correcting
the other
that
way
for me.
around.
Ident, please.
Let's just fiddle around.
Yes, sir. Ident.
What a nice scenery. Look at this, guys. Wow. I could have also said water tank. I didn't do that, by the way, so my position report was a bit off.
American 495, LA Center, roger.
I could have done this a little bit more efficiently, but anyway. Alright. So, if I keep flying...
We're 77 Lima Charlie. I'm sorry, I'm
this
still
direction.
Observe an ident. Pressure ident.
Yeah, that makes sense.
On your transponder.
There's the coast. There is LAX. I would expect the radio to be somewhere around here. Thank you, Dragon. Thanks for the follows. Yeah, 15 is set here, so we're flying this direction, so towards the radial.
Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike's cleared through the Los Angeles Bravo airspace via the coastal route southbound. Maintain VFR 5,500 altimeters 29902.
Clear through the Bravo, through the coastal route 5,500, remain VFR positive. Okay, we can go a little bit faster here. 90 knots is okay-ish, but 100 would be more
Number 7 Lima Charlie, are you able or unable to identify?
Nicely trimmed. Okay.
Number 7 Lima Charlie, say again your position. Number 7 Lima
But
Charlie,
I think that the radial would work the other way around if I set it like I did just before. Or perhaps not, and I was just too busy there. Well, Bravo, I think... Let me see, I'm on 5,500.
Number 7 Lima
should
Charlie,
be a
make
little
straight
bit
in
more
runway
down.
29er, report 2 miles.
If you look at the map... Go a little bit more down here, sorry guys. Up. You're right, that laterally that radial would clip the Bravo, or the Charlie.
Number 7 Lima Charlie, make straight
But the
in
Charlie
runway
ends at
29er, report 2
4,800.
miles.
So we are already overflying the Charlie here.
Number
So we're
7
fine.
Lima Charlie, make straight in, runway 29er, report 2 miles.
What a nice scenery. Never gets boring.
November 7 Lima Charlie, San Luis Tower.
AGT is okay, engine is
There's a
still
runway
okay.
assignment there too. Number 7 Lima Charlie, I've got you now.
Waiting
about
for that radial.
approximately
Tricks,
2
thanks for the
miles
follow.
south of the airport, make straight in, runway 29er, and cleared to land, wind calm.
And perhaps already decrease our angle onto the radial so it doesn't flash us by.
Go ahead.
Peter, what is the scenery? This is SoCal scenery and it's photoreal scenery, which X-Plane allows you to download and use.
Number 7274 Hotel
So
Wyman, ground runway
this is
12 taxi
actually
via Alpha.
what the SoCal area looks like. It's kind of like flying over Google Earth, which makes VFR flying very, very cool and educational, because you can use all of those VFR reference points, and also it just looks nice. For me, for the first time, actually enjoying my outside view, because I'm just curious to see how actually the region looks like, rather than with Orbix, even though Orbix also includes some photoreal. This is much more fresh. Ah, I think I see the radial coming in there. Yay! So ortho, yes. Yeah, I'm on FSX, that's true, but we're all flying on the Microsoft Flight Simulator category on Twitch, because the community is gathered there, even though I'm flying X-Plane. It should just be called Flight Simulation or something like that. So, funny enough, you can see there is Van Nuys again, but now we've just redirected ourselves so we can overfly the Charlie and overfly Van Nuys as well.
Number 7274 Hotel
so this CAT
Tower,
rating
wind calm,
really
runway 12,
challenges
takeoff,
you
right down, departure proof.
To get a good idea of what the airspaces are doing. And I think also on top of that, which was my lesson, to know that even in a CAT rating, you can claim your room, your peace of mind, if you are in Echo airspace.
Taxi to the ramp via Alpha, stay on my frequency.
Oh, I already cleared through the coastal, but I'm going to say to him either way that we're still on the coastal right now, just as a heads up, and also gain some, provide some situational awareness for him. Would have made that turn a little bit more
495.
quick there. 5,500.
American 495, turn to the left.
And what I should have done is also set the
degrees is approved.
altimeter setting. Because that's important now, because we're flying on his radar. And I think it was 9 or 2 or something like that, so we can request that as well. We're already cleared through the Bravo, so there's actually no need to do that report, but there's no need. We're already cleared.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, contact SoCal approach 134.9er.
Over to 134.9 Papa Hotel Tango Mike.
That's the 74 hotel frequency change.
134.9er. Switch. SoCal approach Sky Papa Hotel Tango Mike is level 5,500 for the coastal route southbound.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, SoCal approach. Good morning, LA altimeter 29902.
92 Papa Hotel Tango Mike. That's what I like to hear. 9 or 2. So always with a handoff, you'll get that altimeter setting, not because they just do, but because they like all their airplanes in that same sector to be on the exact same altitude. And so if I fly a different altimeter than the other guy, then, well, you get the idea. So, apparently, very obviously, the next thing is clouds. We've got clouds in front of us. And so as a VFR pilot, we should always remain clear of clouds. And this particular route mandates that we are flying on 5,500. So, in the real world, again, if I would use this real world setting, I would know that the coastal route would not be possible
November
for us.
7274 hotel.
And we would go for the special flight rules
runway 16 left.
Transition or some other kind of transition through the Bravo. But hey, I'm always flying real world weather conditions here. And I'm tired of postponing my flight, my CAT-10 flight, so that's why I'm flying
Number 196
regardless.
Roger. He's entering about 2.5 mile left base for runway 16
Double check
left,
that our
following the
heading
Cessna
indicator is synced with our
Skyhawk on
compass.
left base, runway
160.
16 left for the option.
I think.
Okay, following the
160.
on base.
We got gyro drift. 160. Very
Number
important.
7274 hotel traffic, so Cessna 172 at about midfield left downwind for runway 16 left. Make your left base turn now.
And I noticed that we've got some gyro drift
left
because I was turning quite significantly to the left based on my heading indicator, my indicated heading here, but still I didn't catch that radial. I thought, well, we might have winds or gyro drift. And you should always check for gyro drift every 10 minutes or so.
Breaker 495, Roger, thank you. Descend via
This is the CAT-10, Cooper.
Arrival, Los Angeles, altimeter 29902.
But I did the CAT-10 some other time before and I failed it. So this
Charlie
is a
Alpha,
second
Alpha,
attempt.
Palm Springs Tower, runway 31 left, cleared for takeoff, wind calm.
So, again, right on the radial, that's good. Overflying LAX in just a second. What is next? Always fly ahead, think ahead. Well, that would be an outbound radial of 123
Yankee Hotel, John
until
Wayne
Vincent Thomas Bridge.
Actually, you're with John Wayne Tower, contact clearance 118.0.
No fiddling with communication frequency, so the hard part is already done. It was actually the mini route. And if you prepare for that stuff, it's not that difficult, to be honest. Thanks for the follow, Enzorito. Thanks, and welcome on board. Scandinavian, why at 5,700? Well, I should be at 5,500, so you're totally correct.
Cessna 707 Yankee Hotel, John Wayne clearance, good morning. Cleared
Let's get to 5,700, 500, I mean.
Fly heading 220, inspect radar vectors, Seal Beach, VOR, that's Sierra Lima, India, then direct. Maintain 2,000. Departure frequency 128.1.
There's a 405.
4231.
The one that brought us to Venice earlier. And there is Santa Monica that we transitioned a while ago. Nice airports. And there is the almighty LAX. I cannot believe that for the
Number 707 Yankee Hotel. Squawk code readback was broken. Just say again. Squawk
For
code
the
only.
CAT-11 that I'm actually going to take off from LAX
Cessna 7 Yankee Hotel. Thank you. Readback.
to
Correct.
San
Contact
Diego
ground.
International,
Thank
from a Bravo to a Bravo. That's
Delta
awesome.
Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha. Contact SoCal departure.
Thank you, Az. Thank you. Scandinavian, thanks. Yeah, guys, let me know if you spot anything that I'm doing wrong, or... I mean, I'm streaming because of you guys, not for you, but actually I'm hoping that you can help me. I'm not showing off here, I'm just learning, and you can see how far you can get with a community like ours. On episode 91 now.
Delta Charlie Alpha
You guys are
Alpha
so
Alpha,
knowledgeable
departure, radar
of
contact,
flying and also on
maintain
PilotEdge. I
130,000.
learned so much from you guys. And you can see it shows, hopefully. But still, that learning will always continue. Also, for my Season 2, my instrument rating training, because that's next. Also, as part of PilotEdge, I'm totally oblivious of any instrument flying rules, instrument flight rules, so that's going to be new and interesting. That's correct, Peter. I'm noticing it as well. This is pretty. And again, we are illegal to now continue our flight here because we are VFR, but I'm just going to. Because I'd rather fly in real weather rather than now just kill all the weather and fly in clear skies. So that's going to be an additional challenge here because I need to fly now in IMC.
Hotel Rudder, just report midfield on the downwind runway 16 left, clear for the option.
My time zone, yeah, I don't know. This is universal time, right? So this would be local time, and that would correspond with... I don't know. I do not know.
Delta Charlie Alpha
I guess
Alpha, Alpha,
Londonish.
Los Angeles Center 126.35.
Also need to go a little bit to the right, even though now we are... Look at this, guys. LAX. Wow. With the shadows here, it's so pretty. But we're nearing the LAX VOR, so the needle becomes quite insensitive and unreliable. So we just need to pick a heading and just continue that heading, for example this one, and we can already set our outbound radial. That's 123, wasn't it? 123. So we're gonna wait until the indication here flips to off and then to from, and then wait for just a sec and then make that turn.
Delta Charlie Alpha 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 Los Angeles Center, Roger, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Wow. That would be a nice golf course there, just next to LAX. Guys, clip it. Hit the clip button. This is such a nice view.
Number 74 Hotel Roger, clearance still unchanged, runway 16
For
left,
our
clear for the
guys.
option.
Yes, I have custom scenery for LAX. It's all free. From the org. Oh, we're barely scratching the clouds here. Now what's interesting is we also got DME here for the LAX, and it should not go to 0. And you might think, why? 0.0, I mean. Well, what will be the reason? Let's see if my theory is even right, because it's going to 0 either way. Ah, there's the needle.
Delta Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha. It does look like you completed the Cathedral 1 departure. You got to make sure you head all the way outbound, and it terminates back at the Palm Springs
to the
VOR
from
after you make the
02.
turn outbound.
That's because the distance
fly
between
heading
us and the
360,
VOR
maintain
is
flight
still
level
present because we're overflying the VOR. So the distance is our height. That's why it never gets to 0, unlike using GPS reference points. So that means that we now crossed it and we can fly 123 up to the Vincent Bridge.
707 Yankee Hotel, John Wayne Grounds, runway 20 right.
Remaining at 5,500.
Taxi via Alpha Kilo.
And let's see what the needle does. Again,
Number 7 Yankee Hotel,
ensure
correction,
there's
your
no
runway
gyro
20
drift.
left at Kilo.
Seems to
20
be
left
okay.
at Kilo, taxi via Alpha and Kilo.
Now the nav is still a little bit sensitive here because we're very near it. should now a little bit to the left of us, so we can fly like 120 or
Delta
118.
Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha. You want to go review that Cathedral 1 departure procedure again. It should be
No, Peter,
outbound
I
from the
shouldn't
Palm
report
Springs
overhead.
VOR
That was
to
with the mini
inward
routes.
right-hand turn back to Palm Springs. Hold if required. For now, again, fly heading 360. Climb and maintain flight level 230.
And there comes the needle. So let's establish on that needle, and then think
Cessna
ahead.
688.
Because we need to
traffic
plan for
Skyhawk,
our
1 mile
arrival
final
at
for runway
John
16
Wayne.
left. Runway 16 left, clear for the option.
So we need the
16
ATIS.
left,
Can
clear
someone
the
already
option,
look up the
688.
ATIS frequency of John Wayne? Put it in the chat, so I can set it. If you please. If not, I will look it up myself. That's fine as well, but you guys are there anyway. There we go. That's on the needle. 1, 2, 3. Now, because we're at 5,500, we're going to easily overfly all the messy airspaces below. There's Hawthorne, I guess. Yep, that's Hawthorne to the left. And Torrance will overfly soon. .126.0. Thank you, Peter. 126.0, he says. Well, let's have a listen. 126.0. Thanks for the
Delta
confirmation.
Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha. Turn left heading 280. When able, proceed direct the Palmdale
Switch.
VOR. Resume navigation.
Orange County, John Wayne Information Tango. 2100 Zulu weather. Wind 240 at 7.
240 at 7. Okay.
Sky clear. Temperature 21. Dew point -18. Altimeter 2991. Arriving runways 20 right, 20 left.
You have
Departing
Tango.
runways 20 right, 20 left. Advise on initial contact. You have Tango.
Roger. Tango. Okay, we've got Tango, so we can expect runway 20 for an arrival for the winds, right? So, thanks for the follow, Zender. Thanks. Thanks. So, that's good. That's very good. So that means perhaps, most likely, we're going to get 20 right. That's this runway on the west side.
Contact Los Angeles Center 126.
And we need to enter the
35,
right downwind. So, with a 45-degree angle, chances are Marcus will refer us to Huntington Beach VFR point, or perhaps even
American 495.
Mile Square
Contact
Park.
LA Center 126.35. American 495 LA Center.
When are we going to descend? Well, again, guys, we need to descend through the clouds, which as VFR pilots is not a good thing.
Number 707 Yankee Hotel,
well,
John Wayne Tower. Good morning. Runway 20 left at Kilo. Cleared for takeoff.
There's a
Wind
little
calm.
turbulence there. Still, we've got airspace now below us. That's Torrance. But once we hit the bridge there, the Vincent Bridge, we are pretty much clear of airspace. I mean, we're near of Long Beach, but we can already start our descent.
Hotel traffic short final runway 16 left.
I also
runway
got some
16 left cleared for the option left downwind departure approved.
We also got some delta there, 2,500. So, and
Number
it's
74
26.
Hotel,
So let's go
runway
to
16 left, cleared for the
2,700
option.
feet. So we know we're always clear. As soon as we hit the
495
bridge, and the
LA
bridge is over our nose there.
Delta Charlie
Cider,
Alpha Alpha
what do
Alpha,
you use
climb and
for
maintain flight level
clouds?
260,
This is
contact LA Center
xEnviro.
133.55.
It's good, but not nearly good enough. There are still some bugs there. Just instant weather changes. They're working on it, completely rewritten the whole code of weather, and I'm really looking forward to that next version. Also, I'm running off of my needle there.
Number 707 Yankee Hotel, contact SoCal departure.
So that's what I'm using. Water vapor. Scandinavian is in a funny mood today. A little bit to the left here. So we've got Tango. We can expect 20 right, I think. We know what visual reference points might be significant or meaningful for that arrival. The traffic pattern altitude is also something that we need to know.
Number 7078 Kilo Hotel, SoCal departure, good morning, radar
And that would
contact.
be 1,000 feet,
John
right?
altimeter is
65,
2990.
56 feet is the airport elevation, so at 1,000 AGL, so it's around 1,100, something like that.
American 495 LA Center,
But
loud and clear
first,
now, how do you hear me?
2,700s. So we remain clear. We know that we remain
American
clear of all of those
495,
deltas in
contact
between
SoCal
Torrance and Long Beach.
On 132.37. American 495, SoCal approach, roger. Los Angeles altimeter is 29902, advise any other weather.
Also good to know that on top of us right now we've got
78
still
Delta,
Bravo.
advise any other weather
It
for
starts at
Torrance, turn right heading
7,000.
280.
Not a concern to us, but
Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike, leaving the Los Angeles Bravo airspace in approximately 8 miles here momentarily. What are your intentions for John Wayne?
I would like to go for a full stop at John Wayne. Robert Delta Mike.
Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike, roger. Contact SoCal approach 128.1.
SoCal approach 128.1 for Papa Delta Mike. Thanks for the help. Thank you for the follows, guys. Snoopy and Bell
American
Limix.
495,
Thanks,
taxi
guys.
ILS
Welcome.
runway 2.
All right.
5.
Well, we're already
approach.
long cleared of the airspace. 128.1. So this would be the final approach controller that we talk to. So that means that we can already let him know we're inbound for John Wayne. We're not going to say we're level at 5,500 because we are pretty close, right? So I'm also going to say we've got Tango and we're set up.
Two calling
and then
at
we
the
get the
same
VFR
time.
point.
Delta Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha. I think I had heard you check in there. Just confirm climbing flight level 260 with LA Center.
Okay. Get the descent going. That's what we're doing.
And
That's
second
the
aircraft, you'll have to say again.
bridge. Good. It was a handover, so we don't need a position report.
Okay,
Just
you're on
wait
tower
for Marcus
frequency.
to
Make
have
your taxi
some time.
request with the appropriate controller you want ground, please.
SoCal approach. Sky Papa Delta Tango on Mike is 5,000 feet inbound for John Wayne. We have Tango for a full stop.
Two calls same time again, guys. Papa Hotel Tango India Mike. SoCal approach. Verify still on coastal route, please.
Oh. We are realigning for the coastal route, Papa Delta Mike. I thought we were already clear. We were already past the Vincent Bridge. But I guess then the tower should then say to us that we are clear of the Bravo, of the coastal route, which to me is new.
That Cessna 196.
That would be a fail, guys, I think. If that's the case.
19688.
When we passed the bridge, weren't we?
Right
We're already, yeah, we're already past the bridge.
Skyhawk departing to the northeast, runway 16 left cleared for the option.
16 left cleared for the option. I have that traffic 6.
Ever 936 Delta Golf, SoCal approach. Squawk 6276.
They should clear you out, I think. Okay. Well, the
Delta Charlie Alpha.
Well,
Alpha,
with
Alpha,
the
descend
mini
at
routes,
4000.
they just handed me over to another controller, which I just did as
936
well.
Delta Golf radar contact 11 miles south of the Seal Beach VOR. Turn right heading 040 vectors ILS runway 30 approach to Long Beach.
That's
descend
new
and
to me.
maintain 3000.
No, I'm not in the Bravo. I'm not in the Bravo. Okay. We'll have to listen. Otherwise,
936 Delta Golf,
I
fly
would be
heading
happy to
040,
do it once
descend and
more.
maintain
It's such a
3000.
nice flight.
Number 7274 Hotel Freak Exchange approved.
There we are, 5,500 again.
American 495, contact SoCal approach 124.9er. Delta Charlie Alpha 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 Bakersfield, altimeter is
There we are.
2983.
I thought that the route would go all the way up to the Vincent Bridge and then you were off. But I guess the controller needs to say that to you as well.
Number 707 Yankee Hotel, thank you. Turn left heading 260, maintain 2000, expect ILS from a 29 right approach. Number 7274 Hotel, Wyvern Tower and right.
Let's let them know that we're re-established.
Number 6 Delta Golf, descend and maintain 2500. There's so many.
Christy, thanks for the follow. Welcome on board. Oh, let's keep it 5,500 here. Circle approach, Papa Hotel Tango Mike is re-established on the coastal route radio.
Papa Hotel Tango Indy Mike, roger. Leaving the Bravo airspace now in less than a mile. John Wayne, altimeter is 2992. Resume on navigation, maintain VFR, appropriate VFR altitudes. Expect runway 20 right.
Expect 20 right and remain VFR, Papa Hotel Tango Mike. Should we remain our beacon code as well?
Affirmative.
Roger. Good.
Number 944 Juliet Charlie, what's your aircraft type and equipment suffix, please?
So, apparently we were still in Bravo. No, we weren't. We were not.
Number 944 Juliet Charlie, thank you. Clear to Oxnard Airport.
That was until we hit Vincent Bridge. And I was outside of the Vincent Bridge. I was already at the coast.
Camarillo
That's wrong.
VOR.
Mike,
Direct.
thanks for the follow.
Maintain 3000.
Okay, let's get that descent going.
120.55.
We can expect 20, right?
56.
So let's just head out to John
6
Wayne.
Delta Golf Vector through the localizer.
You can set the Alturo there, so we've got a general idea. That's 117.2.
Number 4 Juliet Charlie, read back, correct. Number 936 Delta Golf. You're presently, we'll call it 8 miles from Gunny. Continue.
117.2.
Make a left turn. Heading 270. Descend and maintain 2,500 till establish a localizer. Clear to ILS runway 30 approach.
So this would be our course. Yeah, we're nicely directed here.
Number 4118 Lima Lima Montgomery.
Yeah, for Mike, perhaps. But I was clear of the Bravo,
Number
wasn't I?
7 Yankee Hotel, 7 miles from Driffy. Present heading.
Need 'em all. Thanks for the follow. That jar is filling, guys.
ILS runway 29 right approach.
Wow. Okay, so he said we need to remain VFR. Obviously, that cannot be possible with this cloud, but again, I'm ignoring that, flying my own weather. Descending to about 1,000 feet.
Papa Hotel Tango Indy Mike, advise when you have John Wayne Airport in sight.
We have John Wayne in sight, Papa Hotel Tango Mike.
That Cessna Skyhawk 688. I'm done working the pattern. I'd like to head back
Kind
to
of.
Wyman Airport.
Kind of. I know that's there.
Uniform. Red Wyman.
Number 688 Roger, left downwind departure is approved.
Left downwind approved 688.
Don't know
That's
if,
a 232 Kilo Alpha Limburg clearance, your number 2. Stand by, it's going to be a couple minutes.
don't know if you heard me. Tower is 119.9.
Delta Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha, contact Josh, approach 126.
That's tower, good. Heading bug is set. Mixture still a bit in, but I like it there. Let's repeat, because I would expect a handoff to the tower. Circle approach, car Papa Delta Mike has the airport in sight.
Roger, thanks. Number 4118 Lima, I do have clearance available, advise ready to copy.
Okay, he knows, I guess.
Number 4118 Lima is
good.
cleared to San Bernardino Airport. Fly heading 270, radar vector
Good.
side, then as filed. Maintain 3000, expect
There we are.
6,010
Landing
minutes after
lights
departure.
on.
Departure frequency 119.6, squawk 5427.
So I guess when we are on the taxi, and I'm going to request or ask whether I pass for the CAT-10, even regardless, I'm going to ask Marcus, or even just I just send him a PM or something like that.
Delta Charlie Alpha 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 Josh approach. You should be descending to
asking
14,000
what was that
beta
comment
Philadelphia
about?
Itinerary 3.
Now, what's interesting,
441,
thanks for the
18
follows,
Lima,
guys,
read back is
are
correct.
Danny, D-Bird, thanks. We don't like to climb, we like to descend. You can see there, park.
November 7274 Hotel Whiteman Tower. Stay on my frequency into the ramp via Alpha. Good day.
And guess what? That's Mile
Plus
Square
688
Park.
Change approved.
And that's cool.
Change approved.
Again,
Materials.
the
Number
value
707
of
Hotel
flying
Contact Torrance Tower 124.0.
for the real.
Papa Hotel Tango, you might contact John Wayne Tower 126.8.
Over the tower, Papa Delta Mike.
Number 936 Delta Golf, contact Long Beach Tower
126.8, he said.
119.4. Good day. American 495, thanks for your patience. You're now 12 miles from gate, cross gate at or above 5,000.
126.8.
25 left approach.
Yep, that makes sense. I looked at the sectional, but there are multiple tower controllers here for the right runway, so I could have already figured that one out. Okay, we are south, we're west of the airport, inbound, and we have Tango. John Wayne Tower, Sky Papa Delta Tango Mike is 5 miles southwest of the airport, currently at 2,300 and descending to traffic pattern altitude with Tango inbound for a full stop.
Papa Hotel Tango Mike, John Wayne Tower, enter right downwind, runway 20 right, runway 20 right, clear to land, wind calm.
Right downwind 20 right and clear to land, runway 20 right. Thanks, Papa Delta Mike. Again, I don't want to be level, I'd like to descend. Okay, so you can see John Wayne in the distance, 45 degree. What the fuck happened there? We're currently in the Matrix. And now we're out. Or Doctor Strange. Or... well, you name it. Clip that one, guys. That was weird. Thanks for the follow, Rocco. Look at that jar. Wow. Thanks for the encouragement, guys. It really means a lot. Thanks for the support. This cozy Cessna Skyhawk.
Number 707 Yankee Hotel Torrance Tower, you on frequency?
That's affirmative. We are on the ILS inbound 70 Hotel.
Number 707 Yankee Hotel, runway 29 right, cleared to land, wind calm.
Clear to land 29 right, 8. 7 Yankee Hotel.
Okay, heading bucket sets. Mixture in. Woof. Finally. Parking brakes released. Good. We are
Number
good
232
to go.
Limburg clearance.
800 feet to
Van
go.
Nuys Airport. Fly heading 310.
To get to
expect
traffic
radar
pattern
vectors
altitude.
oceanside, then as filed. Maintain 2,000. Expect 6,000. 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 119.6. Squawk 1441.
Beautiful, John Wayne. And then we completed the CAT-10.
Fly 310, then radar.
Curious to know whether we passed, guys.
2,000, expect 6,000, 10 minutes after departure.
I mean, we're not in violation with Bravo airspace, or that was really that would be a significant error.
Number 411.
But well, obviously,
Number 232 Kilo Alpha.
would have
Limburg
liked me
clearance,
to
John.
stay on the coastal route, and I should have waited for go VFR, resume on nav, or something like that.
600 feet on the ILS.
But I think you already did that.
Tower, runway 30, clear to land, wind calm.
Need to re-listen, rewatch that.
936 Delta Golf, clear to land.
All right. Any closer now? Below 100 knots. First notch of flaps.
Inbound unit.
Number 19688 Whiteman Tower. Good morning. Make
Nose
straight
down
in
trim.
runway 12, clear to land.
Straight in 12, clear to land 6.
A little bit farther. We can start our turn. Thanks for the follow, CP Pillins. Thanks for the follow. Welcome on the stream. A little bit more power here. I'd like to be around 80 plus. Heading back to the bottom. And we are on downwind. We're already clear to land, so no position reports. Again, our heading indicator is in sync with our compass. Beautiful John Wayne, made by Greg.
And Montgomery Ground Sky.
GPB 500.
4118 Lima is just short of Juliet.
Very, very pretty.
For taxi with the information.
No one in the pattern still. Don't hear anyone on the frequency.
Number 4118 Lima Montgomery ground runway 28 right. Taxi
Sniper,
Hotel
I hope
Alpha.
to. I hope as well that I will pass.
Delta Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha, descend and maintain 1000.
Alright, we can already start our descent, obviously, at
ground,
midpoint,
Cherokee,
downwind.
Romeo
Thanks for the
Whiskey,
follow, guys. Doc, thanks.
Requesting taxi to runway 11 if available.
Thank you.
VFR
Thanks,
flight
guys. That
with
means a
Papa.
lot. So let's see. Welcome on board. No.
Number 23,
Let
Romeo
me
Whiskey,
show my
San Luis Ground,
appreciation
your aircraft type, direction, and flight, please.
by
Aircraft type
buttering
is
this
Papa
touchdown.
Cherokee, direction of flight is
A
straight
little bit
out via
slow
runway
already.
11, for around about 15 nautical miles, doing a scenic flight, and then I'll be returning to the airport.
We're using runway 29, so you want to
Watching that
head
Tannenbach.
eastbound, correct?
Watch that speed. There we go.
Runway.
Nice altitude. Good, Tim. Good. There we go. Watch that
Number
speed.
23,
Watch
Romeo
that
Whiskey, if you
speed.
use cardinal directions
The most
rather than
dangerous
straight out or
turn
left
in the
crosswind,
traffic
that
pattern is
type of
from
deal, that
base
would
to
be
final
much
because you're in
appreciated,
slow
especially if you're
flights.
thinking of the wrong runway. Runway 29
Angle of
taxi
attack.
the Alpha.
Not paying attention and that stuff. We got 4 whites on the puppy. But I
Cherokee November
kind of
23
like it.
Romeo Whiskey, copy depart via
Thank you,
runway
Keys.
29.
Thanks.
Depart on
Follow.
heading 290.
Guys, you're so
23 Romeo Whiskey, I didn't
kind.
give you any instructions for
Zucky,
departure. I
welcome.
want you to taxi to runway 29er via Alpha.
Again, let me
for an
appreciate,
eastbound
let me
departure.
demonstrate,
Taxi runway
show
29er
off
via Alpha.
my appreciation for you guys
San Luis ground.
by nailing this touchdown, or better to
Taxi
put it,
via Alpha
to butter
runway
this touchdown.
29
Smooth
For
touchdown.
an eastbound departure. Cherokee November 23 Romeo Whiskey.
Look at this scenery, guys. Isn't it pretty?
Delta Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha, contact Bakersfield approach 118.8.
So let's park here to the right side, so to the west side here near the tower. 20 right, made it. Look on the far end of the runway.
Via Alpha, you can stay on my frequency. Have a great day.
Nose up, proud,
Self-enable,
proud, proud,
that's right.
proud.
Lindbergh clearance
That was
delivery.
nice.
Cessna 232 Kilo Alpha had technical difficulties, but I should be back up now.
But we're not there
Number
yet.
232 Kilo Alpha, Roger. I had everything but your squawk code on the readback.
So it looks like the squawk was 1441.
Expedite our exit from the runway so it can be used.
Number 232
Don't
Kilo
linger.
Alpha, readback is correct. Have a great flight.
Marcus will, I guess, spot us being clear of the runway and already. We're currently at hotel, as you can see in the black. Get our butts behind the threshold line. There we are. Set to 1,000. Lean for ground. Lights off.
Papa Hotel Tango, and you might contact ground 132.25.
Over the ground, 132.25. Over to Mike.
Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha, Bakersfield approach. Altimeter's 2983. Say request to enable with the weather.
132.25. And we'll get back to Susan, I guess. At hotel, clear 20 rights. And we're clean. Let's see if we passed, guys. Thank you, Voju. Thank you, Sniper, for the good landing. Yeah.
Delta Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha, Roger.
it's still
turn left
Marcus.
heading 220, vectors for descent. Descend and maintain 7,000.
132.25. Yep, that makes sense.
Santa Barbara ground, Cessna 944 Julia Charlie, signature with X-ray ready for taxi.
Number 944 Julia Charlie. Can you say again your assigned beacon code for Santa Barbara ground?
5256, we had to restart the sim. I'll put that
Southwest.
back in for 9er
Southwest ramp.
44 Julia Charlie.
That seems like the general
Runner
aviation
44 Julia
ramp.
Charlie, thank you, sir. And Santa Barbara ground runway 15 left, runway 15
Alright.
left, taxi via
Marcus,
Charlie.
relieve us
15
from
left via
our
Charlie,
angst.
9er 44 Julia Charlie.
I would do this CAT-10 rating with no problems once more. It's a really fun rating. It's challenging, but you learn something.
Number 23 Romeo Whiskey, San Luis Tower, are you on frequency?
Thanks for Mike. John Wayne Ground, Sky Pop Hotel Tango, Indy Mike is clear runway 20 right at hotel, taxi to the southwest ramp.
Papa Hotel Tango, Mike, John Wayne ground taxi ramp via Bravo.
Via Bravo to the ramp, Pop Hotel Tango Mike. He's gonna allow us to wait for
Delta Charlie Alpha 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 turn
whether
right
we
heading
have passed the
300.
rating or not. Let me see. First, I will ask as soon as I'm parked. Okay, there we are. Southwest ramp. Via Bravo. Look how nice this airport is, guys. Isn't it? It's so pretty. Marcus is not happy today, Scandinavian. Well, he's busy, and I think there are a lot of newbies on the radio, which is fine, actually. And he thinks it's fine as well, but it can be quite challenging to coordinate all of that stuff.
Skag 936 Delta Golf SoCal approach squawk 6077.
Vega, pretty close to orbit level. Yeah, I totally agree. And for a lot less money, I can tell you. This is a payware version. Ah, that would be a nice spot here.
Number 936 Delta
Just in
Golf
between
radar
these two.
contact 11 miles south
Papa
of the
Hotel.
Seal Beach VOR. Turn right heading 030. Descend and maintain 3000. Say request when able.
All right, there we go. There we go. Can we squeeze ourselves in between here? I think so. Boom. Oh yeah. Parking brakes.
Number 6 Delta Golf, volume
Sets.
coming through very, very weak. Just double check your microphone
1,
placement. I do have your
2,
request
0,
ILS runway 30 long beach.
avionics off. Cut off. And there we are, guys, at John Wayne. Completed the CAT-10, and now... Oh no, I should remain on the frequency, obviously, to know whether we actually passed.
Charlie Alpha Alpha Alpha, confirm that's 3000.
San Luis Ground, this is Cherokee November 23 Romeo Whiskey. Just contacting you as I've got a couple of technical problems with the aircraft. I'll recontact you once we're ready to
Yep,
taxi.
that's Marcus. Marcus MMC on Twitch.
Or 23 Romeo Whiskey.
John Wayne Ground, Sky Papa Hotel Tango Mike. We'd like to know whether we passed our CAT-10 this time.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, a very nice job to you, sir. Good luck on the CAT-11.
Thank you so much. That's awesome news. Thanks for the help, Papa Hotel Tango Mike. Man, we
John
did
Wayne,
it!
It's, Cirrus,
Past the
707
CAT-10!
I would like to pick up a IFR to Torrance.
Still,
Number 707 Yankee Hotel, confirm Cirrus or
still,
Cessna?
I'd like to know
Okay, that's a
what
bad
that
habit.
comment
Cessna.
was all about.
Number 707 Yankee Hotel, John Wayne Clearance, stand by one
Because
moment.
we
Number
were,
6 Delta Golf,
to my
descend and maintain
understanding...
2500.
Let's kill the birds. We were clear of the Bravo, weren't we? I mean, we were flying over here. Where's the Bravo? Well, can I highlight the Bravo? No, I can't, I guess. Well, I can. 5,000. This one. Yeah. Yeah, but now click away. I would like to have it highlight. Oh. Anyway, guys, there is a Bravo here. 5,000 to 10,000. Now, at 5,500, that was our cruising altitude as part of the coastal route. I get it. You cannot get off of that coastal route because we were still at Bravo, like you guys said, right? But then I switched frequencies, and the approach controller also said, what are you up to? So I said, John Wayne, and I was flying already here. I was already flying on the coast, wasn't I? So I was clear of the Bravo, and I could have already descended. I'm not on IFR, I can do whatever. But I guess still, it would be good if the it would be good to wait or even announce to the so-called approach controller that you're off of the coastal route, and he could say no, please stay on it or whatever. But that was weird and unexpected, I think. For Mike Romeo, time for your victory lap down to San Diego. Yeah, that's true. Good job. A bit of drama in the middle. That's true, Bravo Lima. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your congratulations there. Scandinavia, you deserve that. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, it was nice that that Marcus further acknowledged that that performance as being a good job. That's awesome. Also, what's nice of him, by the way, is that for the previous CAT-10 when I filled it, he also followed up by whispering or sending me a PM here on Twitch saying, well, I just rewatched your video, and just to clarify, because I think you still were in doubt what went wrong, this is what actually happened, and you should have done this, and still just a mistake, but you're doing great. Keep up the good work, which was such a kind follow-up feedback of him. And obviously I replied by saying, man, don't never get soft on us. I mean, I think like Marcus and also the other guys, I mean, their strictness, their rigor on the network brand PilotEdge. That's to me makes PilotEdge so awesome, that I know that the guys are serious, because I'm serious as well. It resonates, it cultivates seriousness. And that's not criticism if I fail over the CAT. It's feedback. You learn something, and that should be very, very clear on your mind. That growth mindset, and that almost getting inspired by failing a CAT rating. Even though I can, sure, to be honest, I was disappointed, but not in a way like, oh, now I'm afraid of flying, or I will not attempt the CAT-10 and that kind of stuff. So. Yeah, that was really important, and again shows you the spirit of Marcus and also of PilotEdge in general as the controllers. I'd like them to be serious, and at the same time though, they enjoy us learning, like you just seen Marcus replying. They enjoy to see me learn and do a great job, and that's exactly what a community is all about, and that's why I love PilotEdge. It's outside of the service and all the cool stuff that we're doing here in streaming. To be part of that community, it fuels flight training, and that's great and worth all of the subscription money. So guys, I completed the CAT-10. Yes, that means that now we can continue with the CAT-11. Not today, because I need to make dinner. But we're going to do in the next few days, perhaps even tomorrow. I'm on the summer break, so I have all the time. And then, and the CAT-11 is so cool. I mean, it's kind of like a Victron. It should be less complex. I haven't really studied the CAT-11 yet, but I know it's from LAX to San Diego, which is totally weird. It's a flight with a Cessna Skyhawk from a big international airport, so that's going to be interesting. And then, once I completed that one, hopefully, I also earned my virtual PPL. I can call myself a proper VFR pilot based on flight simulation, which is really, really awesome. And then I will be really, really proud. It took me some episodes. I put a lot of time in training, and also as I already mentioned on the stream, guys, I so much appreciate your support here and encouragements and your shares with knowledge and tips here on the stream. You also made me a PPL rated pilot here on flight simulation, so that's much appreciated. So the CAT-11 would be then the ending of my season. Well, not really the ending on season 1. As part of my victory celebration laps, after the CAT-11, I have some nice other VFR flights in store, which would not be that complex, but just fun. I have some interesting, exciting, adventurous ideas of what to do to celebrate that VFR rating. And then, once I completed those, then we are going to start with season 2, and that's all about my instrument rating, which is completely new to me. So I'm going to do also a lot of ground school. I need to study the PilotEdge workshops on the I ratings, on IFR learning. I'm going to stream that as well here, which I think is really, really interesting, educational. Also, if I have any questions while watching, I can ask you guys. Thank you, Jessica, for the congrats. So that's going to be really exciting as well. Now, Keith already mentioned that VFR flying at, for example, the CAT-10 here is actually more challenging than IFR flying, where the air traffic controllers are just telling you what to do. Fly this heading, fly that altitude, fly that SID, fly that star. It's more about knowledge rather than the challenge of creatively getting from A to B. So perhaps it might be a little bit less challenging. I don't know. I'm more excited because I've always dreamed about being an instrument-rated pilot, at least here in flight simulation world, in flight simulation terms. So I cannot wait to start with that. But that's something in store. Enough of a chat. Just a few minutes I'd like to spend on reviewing the landings. PilotEdge, disconnect. Good. Recorder. Let's get somewhere in the middle. And again, this is the time when usually my explain crashes, so bear with me. Shift 4, outside, Oh no, let's go. Can I close my door right now? I don't think so. Well, we'll just go with the open door. Thanks for the follow, killer. Thanks. Here we go. Control P, C, and hoppa. There we are. Ah, this is nice. So, already far ahead, so you can see also my return leg, but we came all the way from Torrance. 2,500 feet. So this was when we were nearing the, capturing that radial, and then we went all the way down. Here's LAX, overflew LAX, did a report, position report, crossed through to Van Nuys, staying below that shelf of the Burbank that's on top of that, so that's 3,000 feet, so we stayed nicely at 2,500, followed that highway all the way down to Van Nuys, which is over there, made a traffic, nice traffic entry there, pattern entry, downwind, departed, and then we went west and followed that highway until we found this wiggle, and I knew on the sectional that we were outside of the thank you Nather thanks for the follow, thanks, that we were outside of the charting. Now obviously, as Keith also mentioned many times before, you would be insane not to fly with the GPS in this area and see all the airspaces, but I just like to use the map and think a little bit even during a CAT rating, so that's why. So that made sense, so I knew that I should stay north of this highway to remain clear of the Bravo, and then we just circled around. And I also highly recommend to take your time here. Obviously, you could take your time at Van Nuys if you do a full stop landing, but as a pilot, you have always the authority or the option to just take your time in echo airspace. No one forces you to make a hurry. So that's what we did. We circled around, nicely standard rate turns, all the way up until eventually here I made an additional turn here to get some time to get that clearance going. And there we went, capturing that needle. I was a little bit confused here about how to capture the needle. That was a thing, but we fixed that. And also here for the landing from Van Nuys, I forgot to set my mixture to full rich, which I noticed when I was on my departure, right? On my upwind leg, I noticed that I was a bit slow, and that was because I didn't have full power. Jack B, have you got a download for your aircraft skin? No, it's mine. It's also a little of a branding thing going on there. It's the Papa Hotel Tango mic. There's only one skin of the Papa Hotel Tango mic. So that's why. Thanks for my Romeo. Thank you. So then we continued. Where are we? Yeah. And as you notice perhaps also, the coastal route is actually quite basic. The only confusing thing was at the end there when I thought I already completed the coastal route. Perhaps I should have waited for the SoCal approach controller to allow me to go VFR and resume my own nav, which I didn't expect. But luckily that wasn't a fail, so that's good. Control P. I'd like to see my landing at Van Nuys. That was the upwind leg, I think. That was the downwind. Thanks for the follow, Ginger. Yeah, here it is. Thanks for the follow. Thank you, guys. Xlisi. Amazing. So many follows. It's great to see. Very encouraging. Welcome on board. So, Van Nuys. We are not crabbed. Wind's calm. We heard that on the radio. There you go. We're not able to land there, right? This is only for the takeoff roll. Very nice. And there's the crash. There's the crash. X-plane has stopped working. Somehow the flight recorder is messing things up. It was also the case with the previous flight. Luckily, it didn't crash on us while I was doing the CAT-10. Yeah, guys. Well, we can rewatch the landing, I guess, as part of the stream, because I think I did a nice landing there. Also on Van Nuys, especially on John Wayne. Nice, proud, nose up landing, which was just insanely great. I had no other words for it. It was good, and it comes out from practice. Just keep at it. Traffic pattern flying is so valuable. I still think, and I said this before, that flying on a traffic pattern includes all the stuff you need. Well, not navigation, obviously, an ATC complex VFR stuff. But in terms of controlling your airplane, fly, traffic patterns, it's fun and it's also so relevant. And you see, you'll get a hang of how to nail your touchdown, and it all starts already at your base leg. That's when your touchdown already starts. Actually, a stabilized approach. At least that's what I learned. And when I'm still fiddling around and, well, not stable on the final leg, my touchdowns are worse. Pixel, thanks for the follow. So that was a lesson there. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here on the stream here with my CAT-10. Really appreciate support here and your encouragement. I passed the CAT-10. Yes. So next up is the CAT-11. Perhaps tomorrow. Still need to look for weather again. Weather is always a big thing for me. I'm always flying with real weather. As you can see, currently we still got marginal VMC. We could do the same thing and just ignore that like we did today, because otherwise I need to wait for several days to get VFR VMC weather going, and I just like to fly and finish my my season here. Follow me on Twitter. That's where I will always announce my my flights, and I hope to see you there. So again, thank you for encouraging me, guys. I much appreciated this flight. Man, I did it. Hoping to see you tomorrow. Mr. Chow, thanks for the congrats and for the many follows. My gosh, a couple of dozen. That's great. So welcome to the Uncertified Pilot. I hope you inspire. I hope I inspire you guys as well for some serious flight training using Flight Simulator, whether you are flying on X-Plane or on Prepared or FSX, it doesn't matter. If you're serious about it and engage in that mindset, flight simulation becomes so much more interesting and satisfying. As always, guys, happy flights, blue skies, and hoping to see you with my CAT-11, because then I completed, finally, my PPL training, and we can move on to Season 2 of my series, getting my instrument rating. Guys, bye.
Palm Springs Tower, Skyline Hotel Tango, and your mic is 10 miles north of the airport at 3000, with information X-ray, and for a full stop, landing 13 left if that's available.
Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike, Palm Springs Tower, Squawk 6250.
6250.
Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike, Palm Springs altimeters 2985, radar contact, about 10 miles west of the Palm Springs VOR. Presently landing runway 31, you're requesting straight in for 13.
That's a bit missing.
Correction, Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike, make straight in runway 13 left, and clear to land. Landed 0905.
Clear to land, runway 3 left, Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike, thanks.
Palm Springs clearance plus 4658 is type PC12 land call frequent clearance to Vegas S file.
Palm 4658, Palm Springs clearance. Good afternoon. Unable to give you S file, I'll be forward stepping. Pilotus 4658 is cleared to the Las Vegas airport. We have 5 Cathedral 1 departure procedure to Palm Springs. Victor 370 to 29 Palms. Victor 538 Cresso, join the Cresso 3 arrival. Maintain 7000. Expect flight level 2405 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.7, squawk 6316.
Dallas 4658 is cleared to Vegas via Cathedral 1, Palm Springs, Victor 37029, Palms, Victor 538, Cresso 3, initially climb 7000, expected for 0 after 5, departure 167, squawk 6316, plus 465.
Pause 4658, readback is correct. Tango D Mike, taxi to ramp via Echo, remain this frequency.
Taxiing to the ramp via Echo, remain on this frequency, Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike.
Ontario Tower, Cessna 237 Charlie Alpha, approximately 4 miles to the west, inbound to land.
Number 237 Charlie Alpha, roger, inner left traffic, left downwind runway 26 left, report base.
Enter left downwind for 26 left and record your base 237 Charlie Alpha.
Charlie Tower, United 242 on the visual for 20 right, will be turning for a right base shortly.
United 242 John Tower, runway 20 right, clear to land, wind 170, headwind 3.
Clear to land, 20 right, United 242.
Papa Tower, Kilo ILS, runway 24.
Near 520 Yankee Kilo Palomar Tower, runway 24, clear to land, wind 210 at 11. Number 237 Charlie Alpha, runway 26 left, clear.
26 left, clear to land 7 Charlie Alpha 50.
Palm Springs ground plus 4658, East trying to move to weather, coming for taxi.
Pilots 4658, Palm Springs ground, runway 31 right, taxi via Echo and Bravo.
Trail right via Echo Bravo 465.
Riverside Tower, good morning. November 290 Alpha Whiskey on the islands.
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside Tower, good afternoon. Runway 9 clear low approach, report the miss.
November 290 Alpha, clear low approach, runway 9. Next report is missed.
Palm Springs Tower plus 4658, ready to go, trail right 8 Bravo.
It was the radio area check.
Pilots 4658,